on the line right now, member of the Israel national soccer team and a good friend of mine to the program, Dinah Redman. Dinah, welcome back to the show.
Hello, how are you?
Doing great, and it's great to have you on. And, before we talk about what's currently going on, we haven't had you on since the World Cup final. So you were with us before when the show started, when the World Cup started. Now after the final, give us your thoughts on how it ended.
Well, I definitely remember boasting about Mexico nonstop. So a little bummed that they got knocked out, but they played incredibly well, and really proud of Colombia as well. It was a great final, or a great tournament overall. I think this is one of the best World Cup that I've seen in a long time. Although I'd like to pretend I'm young enough to say that I haven't seen so many. So.
Well, there was that 7-1 game though, and they blamed Mick Jagger for that, which I didn't understand exactly. I thought that was kind of strange. Mick Jagger's been mentioned twice. Mick Jagger's been mentioned twice on the show now. That's a record. Now, so there was the whole thing. Messi got the golden ball, but his team didn't win, and that's actually happened a few times in the World Cup. What were your thoughts about that? Yeah,
to be honest, I was a little bit surprised. He's an incredible player, but I think just overall in the tournament and even the game, I don't think, it should have gone to him. But, sometimes that's how it happens, and I think many people would have been complaining if he hadn't received it. But I think overall there were kind of a few players that were a little bit more deserving.
Yeah.
But, it happens.
Yeah, usually you want the guy to get the MVP of a team that won, but Messi is one of the biggest stars, and not the biggest star in the soccer world, and that's the decision. Now moving on to, this summer, this has been obviously a bad summer of Israel, war in Gaza, and like many athletes out there, Omri Caspi, David Blatt, they've been supporting Israel, and you're no exception, being a known worldwide athlete. You've been supporting Israel. Tell us kind of where that passion began with the social media support.
I think it's hard with social media. There's a lot of stuff out there that's obviously false, or there's propaganda. There's just so much out there, and I think it's good to constantly be aware of what's going on, but not get too enveloped in the situation where you can't see everything around you. It's difficult. People love to use social media now. It's like the weapon of choice nowadays. So, after a while, you see so much on Facebook and Twitter and this and that, and it's hard not to get kind of dragged down into it. But it's tough as an athlete. You see a lot of people, invading the pitch or just saying just nasty things to players, and as a player standpoint, you feel like you can't say anything, or you can't have an opinion, and everybody says you have to keep politics out of sports, yet everybody kind of shoves it down your throat when you're on a team or from a certain country. So it's kind of a weird fine line to be walking.
Because you're really putting yourself on the line, because not only does it hurt when fans yell certain things, but it can hurt you financially, hurt you with endorsements. So you're taking a risk by doing that.
Yeah. I usually don't say any kind of drastic opinions. I don't know enough about any kind of situation where I'm going to make any kind of blanket statements or anything concrete, but I do like people to be aware of what's going on. I get a lot of questions from just in general about what's going on, and it's kind of a big awareness that a lot of people are not, people are just watching one kind of news program and getting their information, and that's kind of it. So it's a little bit frustrating in that aspect, but I think as a player, it's just important to be positive and set a good role model for, there's lots of kids out there that are looking up to you, and, I want everyone to understand that you need to be positive and work towards any kind of peaceful resolution, and give people hope that, that just because they're from some certain country and they play soccer, it's not going to affect their entire life career, which sometimes can happen.
Got to speak with Dinah Redman here on Lewis Live. Now, Dinah, I'm curious that, after these statements, anti-Israel sentiments have been out there, and did that come to you as a result of supporting Israel on social media?
Yeah, it's funny. I think in comparison to other people, I don't quite, make so many statements. I don't really post so much about, like any kind of conflicts or anything. But I do get quite a lot of just random hate emails, which is pretty normal for the past, I would say, maybe even 5-6 years straight. Even just nowhere.
Just
so
because
it's
you're
kind of
Jewish,
interesting.
because you're a Jewish female
Yeah.
athlete, you're saying, right?
That's what it seems. It comes in waves. It'll come, maybe one year it'll come from one kind of particular country, and then, it's there's maybe one or two times where I've written back and had an actual discussion with these people. Most of the time I don't. It's, it's just written so poorly. I understand that any kind of communication is going to be really hard. But, in times when it is written correctly, I actually open a dialogue and talk to people.
Yeah. As long as as I tell the anti-Semites, as long as your punctuation is correct, I will talk to you. But if your grammar and spelling are off,
problems with that.
yeah, the grammar and spelling are off. I'm sorry, I can't go with your hate-filled message right now. Now, speaking with writing, this is actually a good time because you're working on a poetry book, right? So tell us about that.
Yeah. For people that don't know, I'm a published poet, published writer. It's been kind of on the low for the past couple of years because I've been traveling quite a bit. But it kind of has started up again, and I've been writing quite a bit and working on just another poetry book. And I actually do work here in California. I work with athletes and soccer players who are also writers. Maybe they've had like career-ending trauma or they can't play anymore, and so one of the ways I work with them is through writing and a little bit of just kind of physical movement. So it's something that's kind of always been in my life, and it's starting to come back again, which is really nice.
All right. Now, Diana, we were going to tell the folks our plan was that you were going to make an announcement of what team you're going to come up, but that's still in the works. So what we'll do is, whenever that happens, we're going to post that on my fan page so everyone will know, and we'll keep everyone updated because obviously we're looking forward to that, and you're representing Israel out of the United States. So I hope everything goes very well. You get the team you want, you get the players you want. I hope they all support Israel. And if they don't, you can educate them on it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I was hoping to have some great news today, but we'll wait. The great news will come hopefully in a few days, and we can make that announcement.
Yes, and we'll keep everyone posted where Diana will be playing next season. So that's going to be very on the horizon coming up soon. And Diana, thank you for your time. I know the last time you were on, you just had like a surgery. You're 100% healthy now, right?
Yeah, I am. I feel like I have my life back. I had an issue with my thyroid, and now it's all cleared up, and I feel like I'm ready to go. I feel like I'm, 20 years old back in college, ready to go.
All right, good stuff. I feel like I'm in college because of my maturity level, not because of my age. But, Diana, thank you for being on Ladies' Night here on Lewis Live. We appreciate the time and look forward to the next team you'll play on this season.
All right, thanks. Thank you for having me.
Sure, be well.